I'm Oliver from Spitfire Audio, and you're listening to our Black Weekend campaign soundtrack. This is a version of the beautiful Nimrod by Edward Elgar, and in this video I elaborate on my compositional approach, replacing the original harmony using sounds from the Oliver Arnold's toolkit and the LCO library, making it a sparse and more melancholy arrangement. I'm here in my studio in Spain. I'm working from here at the moment because I had an accident doing sports, kind of messed up my knee, so I'm waiting for surgery. And I'm here in the north in a city called La Coruña. But the wonderful Spitfire team helps out wherever they can, and we're making a few videos from here. So let's have a listen to the original Nimrod. So my first idea was to take exactly the same harmonic structure and just translate it onto a piano, kind of play it a little bit free, and use, let's say, Sacconi, LCO or the Albion 5 strings to make it a little bit airy. The initial brief came from Christian saying, make it kind of Scandi, as sparse as possible. And I listened to the piece and I kind of wrote out the harmonic structure, and let's just have a listen how that sounds translated onto the piano. So first up, I want to show you what kind of piano I'm using. It's Oliver Arnold's beautiful grand piano up in Iceland. We went to record, and it's got an amazing reverb on it as well, which you can control here. SP stands for splosh. You can control it, more reverb, kind of space echo sound there. Right, so what's going on harmonically? Just let's have a quick look. I don't want to go too deep into it, but just to understand how I rearranged it. So we're in E flat major. And he kind of stays mainly in that area with a few exceptions. So going to A flat, then back to the root. then a typical kind of classical thing, sus4 chord, anticipating the normal chord, or in this case a dominant chord, B flat 7, and then resolving, going back to E flat, C minor, the 6th cadence, and then here he goes out and he uses a secondary dominant, meaning he anticipates the dominant chord, which we said was B flat. So he goes from F7 to B flat, which is the dominant, and then he goes back to the tonic. And then, which kind of creates, again, it's kind of that sus4 character. Going to the tonic. And then here going to the F chord again. And then here he goes out of key. Well, out of key, he changes key, modulates. Going to C major. And this is the 2nd cadence, so D minor. And then he goes to the 5th there. And then he comes back to the secondary dominant. And he does that beautiful counter melody there. Secondary dominant, anticipating the E flat for the next variation of the theme. So, and then I thought I'd just play that freely on the piano and kind of decorate it with a LCO. So I decided to use the LCO, nice and dry, close sounds. I'm going to go through all of them in a bit, but let's just have a quick look how I arranged it. So yeah, a Scandi kind of sparse version, and I thought, okay, I'm gonna change, definitely. I'm not gonna make the piece minor, but I'm gonna give it a little bit of a minor touch. So I used the parallel minor here, C minor, and I thought, like as little movement as possible, kind of calm arrangement. So I thought, okay, I'm just gonna try to use the same chords throughout most of the piece. And that's what I did. So just going down here, and it sounds a little bit like obviously I slowed it down a lot as well. Back to C minor. And the only thing I had to change was here, because if I go, it sounds a bit weird, so I'm going. And then I'm here landing already on the B flat 7. To then go into the next theme. So, and that's kind of pretty much all the way through, and then here in the middle bit something else is happening, which I'm going to show you. So I start off with here just the bass and cello harmonics. Kind of a pedal note on the C minor, or just on a C. I listen to these harmonics, they're absolutely amazing. Really great sounds. Then the violas come in. Using sul tasto. Violins. Then you've got the scrubs here, one of my favorite patches. Really, really great texture. And again, harmonically, if we quickly look into this, to my string arrangement, I'm gonna let it play. Landing on B flat 7 there, and then starts again, C minor. So that's kind of my main motive there in the strings, using the viola here as the kind of first time occurrence of this theme, which goes. Kind of that comes back again as we go along. And then to create this tension on the top, I'm using this violin's twitchy, which is really cool. So it creates that a little bit unstable kind of sound. Just holding down one note, or two notes in this case. So. Brilliant for texture as well, because it creates these little sparks on top of the original note. And then here the bass, just to make it full and rich. It's actually bass and cello, they play together. Nice, and I've chosen here the ribbon mic and mix 1. Reverb fully up, but it's recorded at our studios in HQ, so it's all nice and dry. I'm not using any other reverb, just for these purposes. I would use a tiny bit to glue everything together, production wise. And here we get to the middle part. It's kind of the build up. If you listen to the original, it gets really, really big and kind of anticipates a climax. But here I'm using more scrubs. As you can tell, my favorite kind of patch. Here in a jelly. Viola irregular trem. And then the sul tasto here. And violin slackens. One of my other favorite patches. You can hear it better here. Kind of a very trademark sound of the LCO, but so I want to kind of use it with care, so not to make it the loudest thing in my mix. So you can hear it quietly in the background. Violin harmonics. And it goes back into the piece, into the same chords. I'm going all out here using the normale patches. Twitch again as well, the scrubs in the end. And the last part is just piano by itself. Etc., etc. To make it more rubato, so I played first in on the piano. I then created a tempo map up here. Well, I played the piano in, then I arranged the strings, and then I created a tempo map. You put up any kind of track, a famous recording. I think I used some sort of old 60s funk track or something like that. And then you put your DAW into record mode, so you solo your original track. And you kind of go along the beat with the track you're listening to. Then you click on this region and you go up here. If you right click, you go beat mapping, and then you go here, beats from region. And then you want it to be quarter note, and here it does that, and it creates your beat map. And then here in the time, you select everything, and you just click and drag, go up and down. And then I've moved the tempo again down to my original tempo I had before. That way, it's kind of tempo goes up and down, and it floats a bit nicer, and it's more rubato. After I've done that, so then the strings kind of locked to that tempo, I deleted the piano again and recorded again rubato onto the strings. So quite a bit of a process there. Cool. So if you have any questions regarding the piece, please comment in the comment section. If you have, of course, if you have any questions about the samples, do the same. If you like it, and if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Thank you very much for listening and watching. Take care. Bye bye.